Good morning. Welcome to the Coffee Break Show. I'm Vickie Helm, and this is the Smart Life Club. I'm so glad you've joined us today. Listen, if you're new, welcome to the show. I'm so glad you're here. We share insights, we share motivation, we share all kinds of things that help you promote more success in your life, more happiness in your life. We want to go from short-term happiness to long-term happiness, and this is the place where we get to do that. If you're new here, do me a favor and put your name down below so you can say hello to everyone. Also, if you're new here, you'll see up about here, there's something called StreamYard. And right up there, it'll give them permission. If you click that link right there and you say, hey, yes, Vickie has permission to see my name, that would be fabulous. I see everybody coming on board. Thank you for being here. So glad you're here and joining us today. Do me a favor and put your name here or on the side, wherever you are. I want to welcome you from everywhere. So if you are the first time here, congratulations, welcome. For those people who are here every day, who listen to the show or are big fans of the show, thank you for being with us. Hey, everybody, nice to see you on. Tina Friel, how are you, love? I hope you're doing great today. Sean, nice to see you. Great to see you on today. Kelly Sinks. Now, I know, Kelly, you must be somewhere warm with the toes in your sand. Glad you're here today. Thank you. Nice to see you, sister. Let me tell you, today is going to be an important topic. It's such an important topic, and I want to be able to share it in a way that helps you understand it. Costa Rica. I knew you were in Costa Rica. I'm so jelly right now. You're probably having papaya and mango and putting your toes in the sand. So glad to see you coming on board. Today is such an excellent day. We are midway through the week, and we have had my partners, my team, my people, my group, my tribe, they have been working through some big tech difficulties today, and they are rocking it. I mean, they are just so steadfast in trying to fix all the tech and things that are happening in the world. So I wanted to talk to you today and say, if you're on YouTube, do me a favor and hit the like button. Hit the like button. You know you're going to love this show. And if you want to share this show out today, please do that. It'll be great. Today, I want to talk about something that's so important to me. And it developed out of a conversation. And there's really only two roads to success. Most people think there are a plethora of roads. There are a plethora of paths or industries or ways that you can create success. But on the two fronts, hey, Donald, good morning, my friend. So good to see you. On the fronts, there are two ways really that we can garner success. And the one is much easier than the other. And so a lot of people ask me, how and what do you do? Good morning, Karen. Oh, look at that. Now she's speaking Spanish, Kelly. She says, hola todos el mundo. So whatever that is, that's really, it says, hello, get me a cup of coffee. And if you have your coffee with you and or hot chocolate or tea, for those of you who, are off coffee right now, welcome aboard. We're going to have some fun today. So today I want to talk about how it is that I grew my success. I mean, I'm speaking from my flavor of doing this. And so what happened was these two things, really hashtag coffee. Thank you, Sean. I knew you were one of us. These two ways, there's so many things and intricate pieces to becoming successful. And one is, for me, when I learned that success was a lifestyle, not a place you get to, not something you do, but a mindset you have. It's a mindset you have. So, oh, dang, James Hurst is in the house. What are you doing? Hey, thank you for being here. So when you look at that, success being a mindset you have, it's how you look at everything. It's how you tackle a problem. It's how you do everything. And then there's another aspect that I have. It's called divine set. So I have a mindset and a divine set. And I want to, I know some of you are really young and don't even know what it's like to be without the internet, but I remember. So I need to ask you, maybe one time you've been in a car with somebody and you're going somewhere and you are the passenger giving the driver directions. And so back in the day, we used to go, see that green light down there? Okay, at that light, turn left. At that light, turn right. And what you had was somebody beside you was telling you where to go and how it stops and reading a map for you, because we didn't have GPS. We didn't have that great little thing on our cell phone that says, okay, turn here, go left, go up, go down. We just trusted the driver. And so what happens is there was a moment where you had to surrender. You had to go, okay, here we go. We're turning right here. We're turning left here. And voila, you were at the spot. Now, there were points when you got lost and you had to stop to ask for directions. And you stopped at the gas station or 7-Eleven or something, and you'd go in and you go, hey, we're trying to get to this place here. Now, see, I'm talking the old days. I know nowadays everybody pulls that little map up on their phone, or they go into their dashboard and they're like, okay, where am I? And get me there. There's not asking for directions anymore. See, a guy must have built that app, don't you think? A guy built these apps so that he never had to ask for directions. But women ask for directions. So what it is in your life is exactly like that. There is, to me, the divine set, which is the passenger in the driver's seat giving me directions. And what's surrender? Surrender is when you're willing to follow the directions of that divine. So in your mind, what happens is sometimes the mindset and the divine set like to war at each other. Well, mostly the ego of the mindset. My motto in life is the way you do anything is how you do everything. Yes, that is true. The way you do anything is how you do everything. Thank you for that, Sean. So what happens when you get to the point where you're using your divine set is that you're willing to surrender to something that isn't your mind. So when you get that nudge in your soul that says, I better not, that's the divine set. That's the part of you that is saying, go left here, go right here. Don't do this deal. And there's a point in your time where you have to not look at money at all. So I know how many times a deal's been on the table and I've really wanted the deal. The deal was good. It had a lot of money, blah, blah, blah. And there was something in me going, nope, 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 nope. And when that no happens, can you surrender to the no? Can you surrender to that nudge? Those are the only two ways success really happens. You can use your mind to force your way through, or you can use the divine to surrender your way through to success. Now, if you use both of them, both your divine set and your mindset, that's when you can achieve maximum success. Because your mind, it loves to do stuff. If you say, go find me this, your mind has a reticular activating system or an RAS system. Most people know about it, but what it does is your RAS system is that thing when you decide you want to buy a Jaguar, suddenly you're like, oh my God, there's a Jaguar. There's a Jaguar. There's a Jaguar. Ooh, there's the Jaguar I want driving right by me. Your mind suddenly keys in and focuses on what you actually wanted to do or go. That's a good thing. That's working with the universe to call those things to you. But the truth is, success has two components. It has your mindset and your divine set. Your mindset helps you work. It's like, okay, I have to write the work. I have to write the book. It doesn't matter how many times I get on my knees and I am like, dear Lord, help me write the book. You actually got to get up and write the book. And that's the mindset. It knows how to use the computer. It knows how to do this. It knows how to do everything. And then when your creativity comes up and you're trying to figure out how to sculpt a sentence so that it makes sense, or maybe imagine a story that helps you get a point across or a message, that's your divine set. Divine set holds your creativity. Your mindset holds the how-to. How do I get it done? Where am I going to get it done? What are the tools? And if they work together, you have surrendered to the little nudge and had your mind and your soul begin to work together. Your mind and your soul, you get them to work together. Usually what happens is people, they think, okay, I'm thinking, therefore I am my soul. No, your mind and this divine set, they both are muscles. They both have to be worked so that they work together. And you have to know that you have them. You have to figure out, how does your divine set function? Well, your divine set functions with serendipity and intuition and creativity and knowingness. It just knows without you knowing why it knows, without the mind going, how do you know? How do you know? The mind in here knows. It knows whether, if you follow that nudge, this is a good idea. A lot of the good ideas come in here and then they go up here and they get slaughtered. And so what happens is, can you surrender to both of those things? Listen inward and listen upward as well. Instead of valuing one over the other, what if you see them as the two tools that will get you to where you want to be? And the more that I sharpen that knife, the more that I sharpen that way forward, I can go ahead and see that. Robin says, some people may think the divine set as a gut feeling. Yes, that's true. That gut feeling right there is so important. It's you talking to you. It's a gut feeling is a conversation that doesn't use words. I want to say that again. Your gut feeling is a conversation that doesn't use words. And when it doesn't use words, sometimes our mind goes, it's not saying anything. It's just feeling kind of weird. And we go about what the mind does without saying, wait a minute, something ain't right here. Let me look at it. Hey, Brandon, nice to see you on. Brandon says, mindset plus divine set equal creative achievement. Yes. Mindset versus divine set is creative achievement. Robin says, mindset holds strategy and tactics. Divine set holds the energy and the link to the bigger picture. Beautiful. Yes, mindset holds the strategy and tactics. Divine set holds the energy and the link to the bigger picture. That was beautiful. Scott says, how often do we rationalize or get talked out of following those gut feelings? Now, that is so big right there, what you just said, Scott. And I want to share that again. How often do you rationalize or get talked out of those following those gut feelings? Now, when we follow those gut feelings, that is surrender. That's surrendering to the divine of you, because your mind doesn't have gut feelings. It doesn't have that conversation. And so when you get that gut feeling, you actually have to ask the mind, listen, there's both of you here trying to help me. Both of you are here trying to help me. And I'm going to listen in for a second down here and actually get that. Tina, where are you? Tina says, oh, so many times I talk myself out of things. Got to get out of my head. Yes. Getting out of your head. Must have great tools. Yes, you have to have great tools. Your brain is here to give you skill sets that are going to help you achieve. So if that skill sets are software or sales skills or speaking skills, that's what the mind gives you. And the insights that you get in the divine set, all of those are surrender and guidance and things like that that help you move forward. So Robin says, Vickie always says, take the elevator down to the heart and soul. Yes. When you're up here, because I'm guilty of that too, when you're up here and you're just absolutely stuck up here, if you take the elevator down to here and listen in, you won't be stuck. There are some things, believe it or not, that your mind cannot answer. Your mind can't say, who do I love? Only your heart can, right? And so when you're looking at success, it's the same way. Let's see. Brandon says, how often do we talk ourselves out of our own gut feelings? Yes. Joni, nice to see you on, my friend. Our ego is what does not let us listen to our gut. Yes. And we're going to stop right there, because that is the biggest saboteur in our lives. Everyone knows that their ego is the biggest saboteur in their lives, but stopping that ego, actually taking atonement and saying, you know what? I see my ego in here, that third party part of you that observes your behavior and stops you. That's the one we get. Joni, that was beautiful. Our ego is what does not let us listen to our gut. When our ego hangs out with our mind, our ego does not hang out with our gut feelings or our divine set. So it's mindset and divine set. Divine set is surrender to listening. What surrenders? Your ego surrenders. It's to the point where you can listen to another person's opinion. Can you stop, drop, and completely slay your ego in the moment? If you can, you will have way more success in your life. Karen says, an unfortunate truth for too many of us. Yes. Brandon says, teamwork makes the dream work. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And teams that can marry the divine set and the mindset and drop the ego like this can make the world change. I mean, it's just that simple. It's a simple equation, but you have to create your awareness so that you watch your ego and you watch all parts of you. And I know I practice this every day. I'm smiling because in my mind, I'm having this conversation in the back of my head where my team is telling me something and I'm listening to them and saying, look, they're sharing their inner genius with you. Drop what you know and open up to what could be possible. Drop what you know and open up to what could be possible. Joni, that is a big hashtag truth, said Karen. Hey, Marie Jo, nice to see you on MJ. Your ego is not your amigo. That's right. Your ego is not your amigo. You got that right. Thank you. That's a quotable, MJ, said Robin. Brandon said, pride plus ego equals sabotage. Ooh, that is so true. Pride plus ego equals sabotage. MJ, that's awesome. Tina says, listening to others' negativity adds to self-sabotage. You know what? I agree with that. If you give meaning to something that other people say that is negative, you will create self-sabotage. That's so true. Tina Friel says, listening to others' negative adds to self-sabotage. Yes, it does. Joni says, awesome, my friend. So agree. That's right. Thank you. I knew. Brilliant minds, Joni. That's why I like to hang out with Joni. Joni, I have to tell you this. I'm gonna say one of the best Joni stories I've ever heard in my life. We are at a party and there's like 60 people at this party, and Joni's, they have beautiful pool, everything. It was really gorgeous. Tons of food, tons of drink. People are dancing, the music and playing. It's really a great time. If you ever have a chance to go to Joni's for a party, go. Anyway, so we're there and somebody comes up and I don't know if it was one of the kids or whatever. And they're like, I'm starving. Where's something to eat? And Joni looks at them and she goes, you are not starving. You are hungry. And there's a big difference. You have to know the difference. You are not starving. You are hungry and you would like something to eat. And I realized the training she was using with them right in that moment. It's like we can use colloquial speaking that sabotages our future because we aren't paying attention to the word we're using. And from that moment on, I took that in. I was like, you know what? I know the difference between starving and hungry. And I'm going to use them properly because everything I say is going to call something from the universe to me. And I want to be really clear what it is I'm calling to me and surrender to those awesome lessons. Okay, Robin says, think that might be today's coffee mug. Yes, I agree. Brandon says, when I becomes we, illness becomes wellness. When I becomes we, illness becomes wellness. Yes, it does. Yes, it absolutely does. And I want to add something to you. Wholeness is wellness. And sometimes we don't feel well because we don't use our wholeness. Sometimes we're so dependent on what our mind thinks and what our mind says and where it's going and blah, 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 that we don't get to the point where we're using our whole person. And our whole person includes our soul. It includes our heart. It includes the divine. It includes the mindset. You see, you can't get really anywhere without the divine set. You can muscle your way there, but that's painful. And it hurts and it takes all the energy out of you. But when you surrender to the possibility that the universe wants you to win, wants you to succeed, wants you to have what you want, that you and the universe are actually really infused with doing great things and having great opportunities for yourself, then what will actually happen? You'll actually become in concert with. You'll start becoming a channel for the divine. You'll have a message that'll come out right in the moment. You'll see that these two work together and they aren't separate. And that something is conspiring right now to benefit you on a maximum level. And when you know that heart, mind, and soul, then these two things will start working together in your favorite and in your favor and create wholeness and wellness. And Brandon, I think that is so important because illness becomes wellness. That is something where we move from being frustrated, overwhelmed, self-sabotaging emotionally to succeeding because we're taking a direct action, and we stop giving meaning to whether it's succeeding or failing. It's like, what's the next step? Just what is the next step? Even if what's the next step is, okay, we've done this over and over again, and now I have to contact support, and now it's taking longer. It's not going as fast as I wanted it to go. Relax. The divine's in charge too. Your mind will start arguing. This isn't going right. We're not doing this right. You can't get here, blah, blah, blah. Don't even listen to it, my friend. Make sure your divine set is surrendered to what is happening in the now, in the moment, so that you can be and live and succeed in your wholeness. And in your wholeness, you have a mindset and a divine set. So here we go. Let's see. Think that's a mug. Joni is the hostess with the mostest. It's really true. She's got it going on. Okay. So Tina says, the opposite is also true. What he was replying to you. Brandon says, when we listen to other people's positively, it also helps prevent sabotage. That's true. And you want to surround yourself with the people who are going to give you positivity. Robin says, spend a week with the word police so you can increase awareness of how everyday speech limits success. Yes. The more you exercise your right to succeed, the more it will happen. Donald says, my greatest financial successes were from listening to the inner intuition. Yet some of the biggest losses were not listening. The obvious gut feelings, surrendering to your inner empowers success. Yes. Yes, 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 Don, that is such an important statement. I'm going to go back and say this, really. The greatest financial successes were from listening to the inner intuition. Yet some of the biggest losses were not listening, the obvious gut feeling, to the obvious gut feeling. Surrendering to your inner empowers success. Yes, it does. If you develop a really strong divine set, you will fly. Sean says, wholeness equals wellness. That is great. Yes, it is. Thank you so much. Hashtag true, said Karen. Joni says, oh my God, I still say that. Love you, my friend. Thank you, Joni. I know you still say that, isn't it? But it was a very impactful thing for me because I believe that you cannot have what you cannot name. If you can't name it, you can't create it. You have to get very clear. And one of the ways that we get clear is by using vocabulary. Like for me, everybody thinks that prosperity and wealth is the same thing, but they're vastly different. Wealth and prosperity. Prosperity is the ability to acquire wealth. And wealth comes in several forms. So what kind of wealth? What kind of prosperity? When we take a look at a word and we identify the exact thing that we want and we get very clear on it, our mind and our soul cooperates in finding it for us. If we're vague, it doesn't. So Joni says, oh my God, I still say that. Love you, my friend. Thank you. I love you too. But one of the clear things is there's a difference. It's a vast difference between hi, I'm hungry and hi, I'm starving. It's vastly different. And we tell our mind, I'm starving. What in you is starving? Are you starving for love? Are you starving for success? Are you starving for food? Are you starving for time? Are you hungry for success? Are you hungry for time? Are you hungry for food? Let me tell you something. Hungry feels more empowering to me than starving. It's like I'm starving for success. I'm hungry for success. Totally vast, different. If you say the words out loud, like we aren't allowed to say customers in my company. We say clients, because clients, you have a relationship. Customers, they're just kind of, they come and they go and they're transient. Customers come, but when you have clients are self-responsible. They're a relationship that you have with people. They're long-term. My average client stays with me 5.5 years. And so when I get to the point where we have clients long-term, we are serving a group of people. We are serving them and they're serving us. It's a relationship. Customers are transient. You spend a lot of time advertising for customers. You don't with clients. And that's the power of getting the intention of the word correctly. Do you see, when I say clients, I'm using my divine set and my mindset and making it the energy of the clarity that you want. So yes, your verbiage is very important. Thanks for sharing, Donnie, said Robin. Of course you do, my best, my friend. Just like Sean said earlier, how you do anything is how you do everything. You're for real. And you know what? I want to say that Sean said something that was so important because, and I know people have heard the tone of it. They've heard the phrase of it. They've heard it used, but it's a very powerful thing. How you do anything is how you do everything, or how you do everything is how you do anything. And if you pay attention right now, most people don't know how to pay attention to themselves, to observe their habits. And they want success, but they don't know how to observe how to get it, how to act on it, how to get themselves to act on their own behalf, how to get your RAS system on your own behalf, working it. And so when you do this, how you do anything is how you do everything. It's really true. Let's see. Brandon says, tapping out to the universe is the easiest way to win. And that if you go limp during a submission hold, you get a lot easier. You get a lot easier than if you continue to struggle. Ooh, Brandon, that is fantastic. So you guys wrestling with the universe, and tapping out to the universe, it's the easiest way to win. Tapping out to the universe is the easiest way to win. Brandon, that is so brilliant, dude. I'm telling you, you have such good stuff when you come out. If you tap out, you go limp, use a submission hold, you can get a lot easier if you continue to struggle. I love you, my friend. Thank you, Joni. I feel it. Don says, surrender knowing you are worthy of your success. Thank you. This is the key for me right there. This is the key of why I work with the universe so easily. I surrender to the knowing that I'm worthy of my success. I feel really worthy of having the success I have, the position I have. It's not because I worked hard. It's because I'm aligned with the divine. And I know your thoughts can only do two things, right? They can either empower you or impair you. That's it. That's two things. Your thoughts are going to empower you or you impair you. You get to choose which thought you want to use, the one that empowers you or the one that impairs you. That's it. That's all you get. And everybody's like, how do you think? Does this thought impair me or empower me? It doesn't become you. You aren't the thoughts. So let me just tell you something. We're going to go a little over today, and I want to make this very clear. When you go to a bar and you order 6 shots of whiskey and you drink the whiskey right here, you become drunk. You don't become the whiskey. Do you understand that? You become drunk. You don't become the whiskey. It's the same with thinking. If you have 6 shots that empower you, you become empowered. You don't become the thought. You have 6 negative thoughts and you're drinking 6 shots of negative thoughts. You become impaired. You don't become the thought. You have to understand the difference with both. If you're working with your divine set, everything that you are going to focus on is going to grow, whether it is the negative thought or the empowering thought. Whether you're drunk on empowered solutions or drunk on negativity, that's up to you. Your divine set for success means that you have to be aware enough to constantly be willing to call yourself out and say, you know what? I'm not starving. I'm hungry. And there's a vast difference. You can say, I am prosperous and I am wealthy, because both of those things can apply. And when you get to the point where you're empowering your thoughts and you're empowering your intuitions, you're empowering your gut feelings, you're empowering that little nudge that goes in you, you are stepping into the power of you and becoming the purposeful being that you hope to be, that you want to let out to the world. You are becoming, you're empowering yourself to be that moment to moment to moment. And that, my friend, is living a successful life. Thank you for hanging out with me 3 minutes over. I just want to go really fast through these wonderful statements. Surrender knowing you are worthy of your success. Donald, that was powerful. Thank you very much. Brandon, get out of a submission hold. That's right. Get out of a submission hold. Oh my God, look at how many people are on right now. Speak it into existence. Yes, wealth and health equal finance and happiness and joy. Yes, starving feels like it's out of your control. Hunger implies short term. Ooh, Robin, that is so good. Joni, did you hear that? Starving feels like it's out of your control, and hunger implies short term. The way you do anything is how you do everything. Thank you, Sean. I knew I screwed it up when I said it, but I knew what you meant. Sangar. He is from Kurdistan, and he's on with us today. Sangar, thank you for joining us. I know it's like 6 p.m. where you are around the world. So glad you're here with us. Brandon, I love that analogy. Wrestling holds brilliant. Joni says, ooh, good stuff. Thank you. Barb, I've missed you, my friend. I'm so glad you're here. I know you're on puppy duty, so I'm going to talk fast. Align with the divine. Yep, that's the only way to roll, Vickie. Amen, sister. I really got that with you. Brandon, it's also the same with mental health. Thank you. I agree here. We start to think we are our illness because we tell ourselves that we are schizophrenic, bipolar, and afraid. Yes, you become whatever you say you become. Be careful what you say to yourself. You become whatever you say you become. You become whatever you say you become. Make sure you say what you want to become. Okay, so it's also the same with mental health. So many memes here, said Scott. I know, right? That's what I like about the show. I mean, I get on with the subject, but then everybody rolls on with all of their intelligence and insights and puts it in there into the mix. Thank you, everybody, so much. I like the way you think. Thank you. Tomorrow's really important. Tomorrow's always going to be important. It's the day that you're going to be here on this coffee break show. It's going to be 9 o'clock in Pacific, 10 o'clock here, and noon on the East Coast. I want to let you know that I feel really honored. I feel really honored. Sorry. That I got to speak today with you, and that so many of you shared what makes you succeed with the rest of the world. Because believe it or not, the right person is going to click on that button and they're going to hear that they're just hungry and they're not starving, and they're going to take an action, and they're going to listen into their gut and their intuition, and you will have helped someone succeed. This to me is living a smart life. I just want to drop one more thing. None of us are taught or shown the greatness that exists within all of us. It's something to be discovered, and know we are worthy of it. Embrace yourself and become that. Self-worth is a long road, but it is also the road to self-discovery and empowerment. And I'm going to leave you with that today. And that came from Donnie. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out. Bye.